Hello, I am Chylli from Chylli, also known as Chai, and we are back for more depersonalization. Last time we got our first DLC ending, and we figured out the really stupid way to continue to get the other ending. Honestly, I am more mad about this one than I am about how you get the first worm, because at least the first one was decently easy to find. A wide black cloak covered the old man in front of you. A salty, nauseating smell emanated from him. Half of his face was hidden in darkness. He didn't look at you, but a disturbing feeling of being watched hung over you. Who are you? A passing traveler. Then please leave. So sparing with words, my lord, don't you consider saying something more? For example, about the pile of stones at the entrance, or what you do alone in this damp and salty cave? Noisy. It's enough to know that my name is Representative. If you don't know what this name means, then I don't need to waste my breath on you. I don't like to talk much. You are not one of us. But if you need, we can still trade. I think you will be interested in this. You took out of your pocket the ugly, salt-covered insignia and placed it on the cargo box in front of the representative. But you are not him. At least I... Before you could finish the sentence, the old man put the insignia in the inner pocket of his cloak. Hey, but you could also be. So, do you want to join us? So, can you give me back the insignia first? No, this item should not fall into your hands unless you are one of us. That's why I came. As you wish. Now please repeat a few words with me. The representative's throat emitted a bizarre melody, perhaps a hymn or a blessing. You didn't understand, but with your human tongue you followed him. The tide rose, the rocks wore away, and you felt a chorus resonate in the silent cave. Eyes watched you, dozens of vocal cords sang with you. While you were singing in a trance, the old man took a dark blade from under his cloak, cut your arm, and good blushed out. God, I cannot. Why, am I dyslexic or something? And blood gushed out. You. Don't get excited, it's part of the ritual. You pulled yourself together, completely awakening from the trance. For some reason, the blood on your arm suddenly stopped, leaving no trace except for the torn clothes. The old man in front of you was cleaning the dark blood-stained dagger. On the hilt, there was a carved eye staring fixedly at you. After a long time, the old man spoke again and extended his skeletal hand, and the ugly insignia. Welcome, one of us. Alright, that is actually a really good ability. The old man took a small box from the shelf behind him. "You were looking for this." The wooden box was opened, and inside was an all-blue worm. But there was no signs of activity, as if it were dead, but without the slightest sign of decomposition. "Yes, and now it's yours." "Where did you get the worm?" "From a client." "Be more detailed. I don't have time for your riddles." "Indeed, a client sought us out, promising fresh food in return. He provided us with the organs that are still piled in the depths of the cave, but the condition was that we help him remove the worm that was in his head." "Describe the client's appearance to me." The old man shook his head and slowly retreated into the shadow of the shelf, seeming not to want to continue the conversation. And there we go, that's our third worm we need. Lungs, intestines, stomachs, kidneys, and livers were piled disorderly on the floor, mixed with fragments of skull and thorax. The events of the past few days were so shocking that these organs simply piled on the floor could barely cause any psychological reaction in you. Strange. You sniffed the air around. Besides the humidity of the sea breeze, you don't smell blood. But the organs in front of you seemed very fresh, with no sign of decomposition. You stirred the organs with your hand. The sticky sound of mucus moving echoed shrilly in the cave, and soon you discover a large part of these organs was covered in bite marks, as if someone had organized a cannibalistic banquet here. The marks didn't look like human bites, but more like creatures with sharp teeth had torn off a piece of flesh, and then thrown the organ back on the floor. It seems that the organs that disappeared in the cases were all transported here. Maybe I should call the police to investigate this place in detail. Alrighty, I'm going to save and try trading with this dude to see what he gives me. And that pile of organs in the cave? The old man looked at you, then turned to the cave entrance, seeming to hesitate. "Since you are one of us, I can tell you. It's a deal with a devotee. He doesn't have the conditions to join us, but he promised a fair trade. We remove the parasite for him, and he repays us with food." "He who? I don't know." "No, not that. Names have no meaning for us. Just as under the tide, there are countless representatives, countless devotees, countless us. So we only care about the trade itself. We don't care about names." I actually want to save again after we had that dialogue, just in case we unlock something later. The old man looked at you, then at the dagger in his hand, and after a moment of silence, handed you the dagger. "You need to know, in your hands it can only strike one blow." Alright, I want to see what else he has to offer in here. This isn't permanent, is it? I mean, it would suck if it permanently lowered my constitution like that. Alrighty, I did not realize our sanity was that low. We will need to go and restore that. Wait, yeah, that's HP. We want to go for SP here. Okay, weird. I can't use any of these right now. Alrighty then, we are going to... We still got a few more things we can do before we get back up toward where we ended the game last time. You handed the third vial with the worm to Mohammed. So, Mohammed put on gloves and took the worm from the vial. The creature wasn't long, but its all blue body still made one look at it more than once. I did some experiments. This situation is very interesting. The worm seems to lodge in the human cerebral cortex, very similar to the worms from science fiction works that control people's thoughts. So these are also worms used to control people's thoughts? No, science fiction is fiction because it is not reality. The same goes for this worm, it's just a parasite, following the survival and reproduction instincts of a parasite. It just devours the host's brain and accumulates its waste in the brain matter. The process can be long, but it will eventually lead to the gradual death of the host. It makes the person look like a madman. Pretty much, but speaking of controlling thought, someone with unstable mental states are easier to manipulate. But in any case, it's still very difficult to control someone's thought. We got another new trait. Oh nice, we got more maximum intelligence points. That is really good. I love that. You place the photos you took and the pieces of meat you collected on the table. What is this? Detective, where did you get this? From a cave under the coastal trail. As for these pieces of meat, I think they might be related to the series of Smiling Dead cases. Okay, detective, please wait a moment. I'll call Triss. Hello, Delegate. The detective found the organs of the victims in the disappearance case over on the Beach Avenue. Yes, okay. The officer described the evidence you provided to Triss, then hung up the phone and waved at you. Triss can't leave now. I'll send some officers to secure the scene. Thank you for your cooperation, Detective. We got 3 whole ass areas cordoned off by the police at the same time. Any discoveries, or rather, did you see anyone else? We didn't see anyone. Detective, when we arrived, there was only this pile of boxes at the foot of the cliff and a bunch of rotten meat in the center. If there was someone before, they may have left or fled. The somber old man has already disappeared, but the goods on the shelves are still there. Damn, I just got scammed so hard. You look inside. From behind the police tape, the body parts are still there, but the officer's face next to it was not good at all. He held back the nausea, almost unwilling to look at the organs piled on the floor. How disgusting. Are you okay? No, not very well, if you want to know. These organs are full of teeth marks, as if a happy red wine banquet had been held here with human flesh sashimi as the main course. Just without the red wine. It's sickening. Alrighty, and I think we should be able to be ready to go on now. Oh, okay, I know where something else is now as well. Thank you, Steam Guides. I didn't even think to come in here. Can I not take this ladder now? Oh well, it's... Alrighty, sorry about that. My microphone disconnected, which was really unfortunate. But alright, we are about ready to go then. Let me save my game one more time before we continue. Alright, and we should be good to speedrun the rest here. I do want to see what would happen if I shoot them. Oh wow, excuse me. I want to see what would happen if I shoot them when they are appearing as Sekhmet there. You monster, what the hell are you? Why aren't you dead? Get out of my head, get out! In one go, you emptied the bullets. The Sekhmet in front of you fell on the ground. The 7 bullet holes in his body represented your anger, fear, and a sigh of relief. This body could no longer come back to life, absolutely impossible. The next one. You pressed the pistol to the head of the Sekhmet who was trembling on the ground. Why? Why? You ask why? You destroyed everything. Sekhmet, you deserve to die. You're already dead. Get out of my head. Detective, why? The image of Sekhmet in front of you gradually blurred and then became clear again. Lying on the ground, it wasn't Sekhmet at all. It was Dr. Violet covered in blood. Violet, doctor. No, hallucination. It's all hallucin. You glance at the other body of Sekhmet on the side. No, it shouldn't be like this. No, I didn't kill anyone, I didn't. That's Triss's body. The TV reported the arrest of the murderer who committed several homicides in the city. The criminal, Sorimer, a patient with severe mental illnesses, killed a dozen residents in a few months, causing panic in the city for a time. But fortunately, he was finally captured and should be sentenced to life imprisonment. This serial murder case was finally solved and the city will finally have peaceful times. But here we are at the newspaper, want to pay the highest tribute to Delegate Triss, who died in the line of duty. If it weren't for him, the killer in the case might have been at large for much longer. According to the police, Triss fought with the criminal on the cliff east of the city and finally arrested him, but was shot several times during the criminal's resistance and died. The police found the unconscious and also severely injured detective near the cliff. Currently, the detective is receiving psychological counseling and physical rehabilitation at the Central Hospital, and may be able to return to work in a few days. No. Pardon me, I really need a drink, but I already drank all my water. No, it's all fake. I killed someone. No, Triss wasn't killed by me. It's all Sekhmet's fault. He's still alive. Please, go arrest him. Doctor, how is he? Can the detective be cured? Remain optimistic. The police officer shook his head and finally looked at the small confinement cell. The detective, wearing a straitjacket, was curled up in the corner of the room, his body trembling uncontrollably. The female doctor played with a pocket watch in her hand, the faint fluorescent glow flowing over the watch's surface. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we are not going to kill Triss. And here we are to the next chapter now. Alright, and I don't think there's anything else we can do in here. Going to save my game, and then we will continue onward again. We are going to have to do the car chase scene again, which will take a while, but it should be fine. So yeah, this will take a couple minutes just because it is a set pace thing. I think we should be able to finish the rest of the DLC today. I did not expect the gunfire to just immediately go off like that. Anyway, we have one more shot to go. Gonna save my game again here. I want to see if there's any new dialogue because we discovered the... Give me a moment here. Alright, yeah, I was thinking there might be some new dialogue because we discovered the coastal cave there. Alright, it seems to be about the same here. Okay, so this is completely new. I will need to reload really quickly. Alright, yeah, we just got to fast forward to the point where I decide to shoot her or not. Going up the river from the dream finally awakens. You raise your head, getting up from your desk. Dizziness and a sense of unreality enveloped you. Zhuangxi's butterfly dream, or Zhuangxi's dream of a butterfly. You seem to start understanding a bit of the psychology Professor Carl talked about. The distinction between the false and the real was no longer so important. You clenched your fist, expelling the sense of unreality from your mind. Anan. Amy, it was nothing. I'm fine, I'm great, don't worry about me. I just feel that some things need me. Rest assured, Amy, I'll be fine. You leaned over slightly and hugged Amy gently. Then you felt her hand around the back of your neck, straightening the collar of your shirt that got wrinkled during the faint. Okay, I'll wait for you. Welcome back, Anan. I want to know, why are you here? Sophia tilted her head, looking a bit confused. Because you put me here. Maybe we've met before, or maybe we really made a deal. But that doesn't matter, your subconscious put me here. It was you who chose me. The bout ahead is difficult. Here, I will give you your last chance for replenishment. Just one chance. Anan, good luck. Professor Carl. Anan, you're awake. Did you understand? Yes, I understood. Since the detective from the dream completely loses his sense of self due to madness, I felt as if a chain had broken. I am Anan, I am here. At the same time, I also not Anan because Zhuangxi dreamed he was a butterfly. I'm glad you understood everything. The id, which represents desires, dreamed in the dream, but the ego is still tormented by the power of Yog-Sothoth. You still need to face your ego and rescue it from confusion. So where is he? Carl Gustav pointed to the second-floor library. Look, the staircase and the door on the second floor of the library were never closed. There's only a note and police tape that can easily be bypassed. Why have you never tried to go up and take a look? Because in my memory, in the more than 10 years of the Providence campus, I never went up to the second floor. For me, it was a void. So the instinctive fear of exploring the unknown made me stop here. It seems you understand everything, Anan. If you're ready, we can cross the line of isolation. Hi, Anan. This time, do you want a classic mystery novel? Are you still here? I don't know why either, but it doesn't seem like it's me who wants to be here. It's you who wants me to be here. But I'm not as powerful nor a spiritual pillar for you as the others. Not even a physical help. Xantos shrugged. So I can only wish you good luck. Great Starkey, respected Anan. Hey Anan, what wind blew you here? Easy, Aforgamon. I mean, supreme and all-powerful Aforgamon. That's better, I won't hold a grudge against you. It was just an accidental shot, how petty. In case you didn't know, part of Sothoth's authority is shared between me and Tawil. Your Excellency, please pretend this didn't happen, skip this part. I won't even ask why you and Sothoth could come here. So what happened after the cabin? In that time, I was in a bit of a hurry. I thought Nyarlathotep had done something to the gate, preparing something against you. That's why I came running. Later, I found out that Tawil and Nyarlathotep made a deal. As for the content, I don't know all the details, but in the end, Will did it for you. As for our meeting in that cabin, it was pure coincidence. I was supposed to look for you on campus, but you weren't there. The Forgamon shrugged. But from Twill's intention, she prefers you to rescue your ego on your own instead of relying on us. The hourglass of time has been turned countless times, and Anne, you have finally returned here. I know you have many questions. I will help you answer them. Tell me, Sothoth, where am I now? I'm not in reality, am I? You have already understood it, Anne. You are trapped in a space of your own imagination and the providence that exists in your mind. The painful memories of the castle were sealed by yourself, leaving behind the times you considered beautiful. A time on campus that was just yours without the burden of the Star Key's responsibility. I'm in my dream. Yes, you are not incapable of understanding, you just need someone to confirm it for you. Okay, second question, are you Sothoth? The unity of all things, the one who is one in all in one. I am Yog-Sothoth. I am who I am now, and also who I was in the past and will be in the future. That is why I came here. But Nan, the dream space is too small. You cannot conceive of me and a Forgamon. But we came for you. Okay, I understand. Tell me my third question. What is the mission behind the gate this time? This is completely different from what I have experienced before. What did that detective, who should be the connector, connect inversely to my dream? It was you. Why? Anan, you are becoming more and more like us. The young woman you saved in the blood pit under the church is now free from suffering. By repelling... I do not know how to pronounce that. In the inner courtyard, you prevented Saya and Shirley from being separated. Anan, we are above the Temple of Space-Time, which contains all the knowledge of the world. Every line of text is a unique story of someone. But it is too far from the ground. The migratory bird that flies over the mountain does not care about the ant in trouble. But you can, Anan. You are the Star Key. You are a part of us. But you are more than just a part of us. You spent your first 18 years in the castle and in Providence. You have seen landscapes we have never seen. You have seen the emotions between people you have never seen. You have seen the moss in small spaces. You have seen the spring and autumn of Providence. Anan, we need your id and your ego. We need your humanity. Do not get lost playing roles that you're passed through the gate time and time again. Do not become the dust in the book of time. Do not be assimilated by us. So, go talk to your advisor. Go overcome your confusion. Let's go, Anan. Carl pulled away a corner of the police tape, allowing you to climb the steps and push open the door to the second floor of the library. Anan, tell me, what do you see? Professor, I see in the second floor of the library full of nebulas, and in the middle of the nebulas, me. But I'm more curious from your perspective. What do you see? I only see an empty area of shelves, no nebulas, and no other you. You've never come up here, so your subconscious has mixed some familiar elements here. Nebulas from the past and future, you've seen them. And you yourself are also in them. Go, only you can awaken yourself. The moment you touched the other you, the Anan in front of you opened his eyes. As if looking in a mirror, his dark pupils reflected your image. Anan, long time no see. Where am I? Long time no see, Anan. Do you still remember me? You look at your own image in front of you, and a memory that should have been buried deep in your mind surfaced. I'm curious, was it my subconscious that shaped the image of the ego, or the form as the foreign substance? Or the ego is the foreign substance? If unfortunately as the second option, then how could I forget? Regrettable. You ran toward the foreign substance, but no matter how fast you ran, the distance between you never decreased. After all this time, you still only superficially overcome the hatred. My family, because of you, of course I can't overcome it. But why can't I get close? There are barriers between the three parts of the mind, just as an electron's quantum leap is discontinuous. So keep your distance, Anan. My time is short. Let's begin. If I'm not mistaken, this is our first meeting. I don't remember you being so talkative back then. The foreign substance, caught off guard by your reaction, was stunned for a long time, as if reminiscing about the first meeting. After all, when newly awakened, memories are hard to find. Aren't you curious about what I am? Will, or rather Sothoth, told me that you are me, the mirror of the Star Key, the uncontrolled and corrupted Star Key, a monster that transforms all things in the world, even time, into itself. But I am still you. It seems our thoughts are still in conflict. Come, Anan, let's continue forward. This is my grandfather's office. I think I'm beginning to understand. This is the beginning of everything, and also the end. But what is this, a life review? It is normal for you to understand me. We are one. But there is only one Star Key, you know. How to transform you into me. I know. That's why my grandfather made me spend 18 years in Providence. As expected of myself. This sounds a little bit like the absurdity of the brain is the most intelligent organ in the body, a conclusion the brain itself reached. Absurdity itself is the best verdict for psychology. So let's continue forward. A crack in history. If we deconstruct Sothoth's authority, the most important thing in time is space. In the majestic temple of space-time, every book, every line, every stroke is the passage of time. She, invisible and immeasurable, passes through a line of text and the story repeats itself. In her world, time and space are like clay in her hands, which can be shaped at will. And the people in the crack of history, they can only run desperately forward before the past catches up with them. But they will never reach the future. They can only remain in the present, remain in the crack of history. Red Queen effect. You and I are in this category. Okay, what I wanted to discuss with you is over. As we are one, it seems you learn quickly. So it's time to face the confusion that exists in the thought level that obstructs the ego. If I have any advice, the confusion that torments us can only be completely eradicated when it expands to the maximum. Until next time, Anan. He was always in your heart. Damn it, I forgot to move my stuff over. That is really annoying. The sands of time flow, but she still stops for you. Dothoth, I'm back. Dothoth closes the book and places it on the table. The book's cover had the unity of all things engraved in golden letters. You did a great job, Anan. Though I'd like to return to Providence once, even if in that time and space the people there no longer remember me. Dothoth nodded without saying much, consenting to Anan's request. Behind the gate, you can go anywhere you wish, and I am also very happy that you made this request. Hello, student. Do you need help? You can ask me about borrowing, returning, registering books, and document research. No, Amy, I am a former student. I graduated a few years ago, and now I've come back to visit. Wandering around, I decided to take a look at the library. Oh, a graduate. Do you need me to show you around? No need, it's just that I have an item to leave here. What is it? Anan took a well-wrapped gift box from his bag, opened a corner of the box, and inside there was a delicate cut violet. This is... Once someone asked me, do you know what violets mean? I didn't have time to answer and I left in a hurry. Now I've brought a violet back to ask her and myself at the same time the answer to that question. Do you know what violets mean? You finally decided to leave that chair to Will. In human terms, I think you're more of a homebody than I am. I just returned time to its owner. To Will. As long as you're happy. Anan. Anan, I've been waiting for you. Alrighty, and that should be the entire DLC. Let me look over here really quickly. It's been a while since I've been back here. I don't really remember my way around. Okay, I do need to exit the module we are currently in. First, let me kind of remember how I am able to do that. There we go, set my sanity back to max there. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Alrighty, let me try to remember how I can do this here. I think maybe we have to go to the character library here. Yeah, we are going to inherit that ending onto each of our characters just because we got some really good abilities from that. Alright, and we did unlock the small flower, which is nice. I like that. Alright, anyway, yeah, that is where I'm going to end today's video. So yeah, for now I've completed all of the current official modules. I've completed the DLC here. I've completed the featured Enigmatic Vessel 1. And yeah, I plan to do Janus Spiral, Lost in the Forest, and When the Curtain Falls, which are all workshop content that has English patches. So yeah, I actually really enjoy this game. The DLC was honestly not as bad as I'd heard. It has like 50-50 mixed reviews on Steam. I do think some parts of it are kind of... I think for the most part, I don't mind gore, but I do think it was pretty overused, you could say. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't too bad. The first worm was... I've seen people complain about it, but it was honestly not too bad. The second worm was really easy, and then the third worm, I really did not like that one, but... I don't know, I just felt like I should give a review now that I was finished talking, or now that I finished playing through it. So yeah, if you guys made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we continue with those modded modules. So yeah, until then, bye!